The more we move closer to the 2023 elections, the more apprehension we get about its credible conduct. To add to that fear, the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, says rising insecurity, misinformation, money politics, religion, and ethnic diversion may frustrate outcome of the elections. In a new report released in Abuja titled Nigeria's Presidential Polls, a SWOT analysis, the CDD raised concerns over safety of election personnel, voters, and material, as well as challenges posed by rising cases of kidnapping, banditry, insurgency, and communal clashes. All right, gentlemen, a lot of Nigerians are also worried as well. And as crucial as 2023 is for all of us, what do we look out for right now? Because we've gone beyond believing anybody's manifesto.
So what I want to ask CDD about this report, which there is no facts, there is no against saying that it is not true, is how many of us, when we go to the ICU, ask the doctor, are you a Kanuri man or an Ibibio man or a Yoruba man? Or I'm not sure how many of us have entered into an aircraft and before the aircraft take off from the ground, especially Lagos to Kano or Lagos to Abuja, you first go and knock the door at the cockpit and ask the pilots, are you a Yoruba man or an Igbira man? And what you find out mostly about politics is that over time in this country, we have found the embers of dividing ourselves along ethnic line. Yes, there is insecurity in the town, but the question is this: the Anambra election. There was daily killing in Anambra prior to Anambra election. How were we able to carry out that election in Anambra State? I am not saying to the fact that there is insecurity everywhere, but we should speak less about creating fear in the heart of the voters. Not saying that government should not be responsible in ensuring that credible processes are being provided. When you go to market, you are not sure whether the tomato was planted in Sokoto or planted in Ibadan. You just want to have something to your belly. But every time election is coming, it is either religious, it is either ethnicity, it is either... I've asked this question. The President Muhammadu Buhari, as a Katsina man, as a Muslim, as a military, what has been the benefit to his immediate constituency? So it is about us, and it is high time we begin to take that responsibility. The killings we're having across the country will never get to the governor or the president because they have itineraries, they have militaries, they have security forces parading them. But it is the citizens on the streets. And when you have reports like this, it creates a lot of tension and fear. We need to douse it. Yes, we have this problem. But I am telling you, in 2011, President Goodluck Jonathan told us the election will happen in Borno State. It happened. In 2015, election happened in Borno State. In 2019, election happened in Borno State. In 2019, election happened in Kaduna State. So it is high time we begin to douse this tension and begin to take our people away from high blood pressures, creating tensions, sending people away from voting. There is no time in this country that we have turnout of above 40%, only because reports like this are not encouraging. Nonetheless, security is a responsibility of the government. But you can only have a secure government if people vote count and people come out to vote. As much as we continue to divide along ethnicity, religious, tension, soak, and what have you, we are reducing the number of voters that are going to come out. At the end of the day, I remember in 1999, a particular local government, if not to be precise, the councillor for a particular ward, it was during the hemorrhagic crisis, won that local government with 6 votes. You know what happened? People were afraid that there will be hemorrhagic crashes, and the councillor and his family voted, and that was the only people that came out to vote. And that was so, either you like it or not, for that 4 years, the man was voted for by his family. His responsibility is to his family. So we should douse these tensions and we should call government out to do what they need to do. But if we are finding this, if we are complaining of turnout, we will get lower turnout when it comes to 2023 election. And I think the CDD should provide solutions to the government and give people confidence for them to come out and vote than for us to Skype away from.
All right, I understand your concerns, but as much as I would like to say, these are our realities. We cannot shy away from them.
Well, I think me as a person, as a social commentator, as a journalist, I will not pretend that all is well. By saying that all is well, we are just trying to pretend. Look, issues that determine how Nigeria is today dates back to years ago. In 1983, elections have always been war in Nigeria. Forget about the insecurity. Elections in Nigeria has always been war because governance in Nigeria is Nigerian life, 90% of Nigerian life is determined by who is in government at any point in time. And people are interested in who is going to rule them. But because of the mismanagement, I must admit, gross mismanagement of our diversity in the last 7 years, that is why all this thing is happening. Because you have insecurity. You cannot say the level of insecurity we have in 2015 is what we have today. It is not. You cannot say the price of Gari in 2015 is what we have today. It is not. Last week, the price of rice was 34,000 naira. Let me tell you something. Nobody cares about who rules him, in as much as he can put food on his table, in as much as he can move from one place to the other. Look, I could remember that 7 years ago, there was a week that I drove to 7 states in Nigeria. I drove personally myself, and I was enjoying my driving. I cannot pretend that I can do it today. I can't do it today. Even ordinarily going from Lagos to Abeokuta, it is with trepidation. So I prefer to go by train. So we cannot pretend that all is well in Nigeria. But all what I know is that we need organizations to keep our government on the right footing, to keep them on their toes that all is not well. Yes, I know politicians know how to manage when election comes because they have a lot at stake. But I'm telling you, for the ordinary person who probably has not been able to put food on his table, who probably has not been able to pay his children's school fees, who probably has about 5 graduates, 4 of them have no job, how do you expect him to embrace what is happening? You cannot tell him that particular story. But all what I know is that we need to remind our government that it is not when election is coming that they begin to put right things in right places. Perhaps if the military forces, I give kudos to the Nigerian military, if they have been allowed, in quote, to do their job as it should be done, we should have solved the problem of insurgency in Nigeria 3 or 4 years ago. In the last 5 weeks, what they have been doing is commendable. The effort they have put into it, but now we have allowed it. Naturally, kidnapping used to be something that they say is exclusive to a part of the country. Now it has become business. Why? Because we have never shown example. The other time, last year, government said they have a list of people who are sponsoring insurgency. Government has not been able to publish them today. So government has to live by its word. We have to be seen to be serious to what we are doing. If we are serious, people will not, there won't be any reason for all these things. Like I said, ordinarily in Nigeria, 1979, 83, 93, 99, election is always war. But pervasive poverty and insecurity has contributed much. It is because of insecurity and poverty. If you can go to the farm, a woman can go to the farm in the morning and come back in the evening and take the products to the market. But now people cannot even farm. That is what is contributing. A lot of people are not bothered about who rules them. So far, like I said, they can put food on their table.
Absolutely.
They can send their children to school. But all these things have been seriously compromised in the last 7 years. And that is why Nigeria, it appears as if we are going to war.
All right, gentlemen, let's take Ladiji from Jos. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Jumake.
Good evening
and
to
the
you.
gentlemen.
Good evening,
ma'am.
You see, about this politics issue, let's face reality. I don't agree with one of your guests. Everybody is seeing what is going on in Nigeria security-wise. If you say that people should not make noise and be afraid of security, then you cannot be a Nigerian. We live here in Jos. We see kidnapping. We have seen the worst of all this insecurity in the north. There is no way, if you are not really a committed Nigerian, there is no way you'll not be afraid of coming out during election when the large number of people will gather and anything can happen.
All right.
But people are still having that. But for him to say that they should not make noise about insecurity is very wrong.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
From now till election day, government should know what he's going to do. He should be.
Thank you very much for your contribution. All right, Ni, I understand where you're coming from, and for the fact that we need to douse the tension. But then these fears that CDD has raised are some of the issues our politicians continue to use to divide us.
So that's exactly what I said, and I think I should not be quoted out of context. I did not say there is insecurity in the land, but there is. I'm sure maybe Mr. Barton will help me translate it. There is an adage in my village that says "Amukunweruewo." said the man with the hunchback, you cannot carry the load on your head to stand straight. He said, you are looking at the load on my head. You do not see the load at my back.
Maybe I should say, if the foundation is weak, what can
Exactly.
the rest do?
You mentioned two things that created, that is our bane in this country: insecurity and poverty. How do you create insecurity? You sold Nigerian Airways. You sacked the workers. No job. The father cannot fend for their children. You sold NEPA. You didn't pay them pension. Nigerian Railway is gone. Dunlop Tire is in Ghana. Rice production, we are taking Thai rice. And when we are taking all these things away, there will be consequence for our actions.
Of course.
When the man the last time said they should close down the border, a whole lot of us were saying, you cannot be eating basmati in Abuja and ask me to be eating your father in Lagos. We can't eat our cake and have it. There is insecurity in the land, no doubt about it. But the information, just like the city themselves said, they said misinformation. Where is the information? If the system is deprived of right information, there is insecurity. How do we tackle insecurity? How do we ensure that people's lives are safe at the poll? Is anybody bring that information outside? If I am bereft of idea and information to save people, they are ready to get information that will keep them in their various homes. And that's what I'm laying emphasis on. I am not claiming that even Long Bridge here in Lagos, after 6 o'clock, you see people leaving their car on the road and jump. But what I'm saying is that at what point, say for example, the people are asking Ogun State or Lagos and federal government and said, is it impossible to put solar-powered light on that bridge? Is it impossible, when that place has become difficult to pass, to put a police post at the other side of the bridge? Is it impossible to ask our government what is the ratio of policing? As of today, Nigeria has less than 500,000 police officers to police a country of over 200 million. If these informations are not made available, and what we keep saying to people at home is that we are insecure, we are insecure. Yes, they know we are insecure. What are we doing to make us secure? What ideas are we telling the people? Know to that in the entire of Ikosi local government area, you have 30 police officers to police one population. So that's exactly what I'm saying, that we are all clamoring for this misinformation, money politics, poverty. When we eat our breakfast, lunch, dinner at a go, when it is time for our lunch and the dinner, we are likely to eat empty plate or take empty cup.
All right, gentlemen.